Good morning, everyone. Day 60. This is the first chance I really could do this. This is the lightest it's been. It's been dark. It's almost 7 now. Clouds, really dark clouds. It's supposed to rain all day. Well, let me rephrase. It's supposed to start raining heavily in this area about 11 o'clock. And actually, I got up before 6. I packed up my stuff. I started hiking at 6. Just so, because I have a little bit of a plan today, but weather's going to dictate how that goes. I got about 4 to 5 hours before it's supposed to start raining heavily. For all afternoon. So here in, I'd say, 3 miles. Well, actually not anymore. Was when I started this morning. Probably about another mile to 2 miles. I've been on an uphill all morning. I'm gonna make it to a place called Cornwall Bridge. I wanted to make it to here yesterday, but I spent a little too much time yesterday afternoon in the town and walking back to get water and a couple other things, and before I knew it, it was later than I really realized, and I just couldn't make it before dark. And there was a campsite at the bottom of this mountain that I could stay at last night, so had a bear box. I'm out of breath. Yeah, the mountains haven't stopped, I promise. There's still lots of hills out here. We just, it's one of those things. But I don't want to waste time standing still. I'm trying to keep moving. So, Cornwall Bridge. That's a small town. There's not a lot going on there. Not a lot of restaurants or anything. There's no real purpose for me to stop in there. I would if Kent wasn't so close. Because Kent has all kinds of services. And like I said last night, they have an outfitter. So I'm going to pass right by Cornwall Bridge. I think I go through it though, or just below it. And I have to go over literally Cornwall Bridge, I think. And then Kent is 10 miles after Cornwall Bridge. And I'm not talking about a bridge. I mean, there is a bridge in the town, but the city is called Cornwall Bridge. So anyway, Kent is a hustling, bustling town. Restaurants, like I said, outfitter. They have a hiker station there where you can take showers. It's like coin operated showers for $2, I guess. They got a water bottle filling station. They got a charging station. It's all in this one little area, big gazebo and all that, apparently. This is just, I've read about all this last night. So that's my destination. Like I said, if I can get there, the goal would be to get there sort of before noon. I don't know if that's feasible with these climbs that I got this morning and the climbs that I've got just before you get into the town. It's all flat all the way there, believe it or not. It truly is flat. No hills, mountains, nothing. But just before into the city, you got to climb over another mountain to get to the other side where it's at. So that's my only variable as far as terrain. And I think, okay, I'm good. Sorry, I thought I got lost. So what I'll do, the plan is, which, should start laughing, right? What plan? No such thing out here. But my goal is to get in early enough into Kent. I can roll over to the outfitter And I think the rain's gonna dictate a lot of that too. If it's really raining that bad, I'll go to the hiker station. I gotta recharge my battery pack. For some reason, night before last, I had a full charge of my battery pack. And or like 3 nights ago, I had full charge. And I've been, well, the videos really chow down on the battery. More so than you think. And I took a lot of video yesterday, so I really killed my battery. So I went to charge my phone again last night. My battery pack was down to 2 dots. I'm like, what the hell? That doesn't make sense. You know, and there's 4 dots on there for full power. And I was down to 2 dots. It's like, oh man, I gotta recharge my battery pack. So last night, or like I said, last night it was two dots. So I plugged my phone in last night to charge it because I was down to about 13%. And I charged the phone, turned everything off and charged the phone. I woke up this morning, phone's charged, battery pack's dead. Dead, or the last dot is blinking, meaning it needs to be recharged. So in a matter of about 3 days, I discharged my battery pack. Now, it has been cold at night, and from what I understand, the coldness will make the pack discharge faster. Which, here we go, another one of those science things that I never knew that before. Excuse me. So, I don't know, I'm guessing. It's the first time that my battery pack has done this. I've been getting, I don't know, 7-8 charges per charge on it on this trip. I hope it's not dying on me already. I just bought this. I had a 10,000 mAh pack, and I upgraded to a Anchor 10 or 20,000 mAh pack before this trip. And I was gonna bring both, but now you're talking a lot of weight. I mean, the one that I have is pretty heavy as it is, but it's worth it to get the extra charges out. But if it's not gonna last me 3-4 charges, this thing ain't worth its weight. So I'm gonna go into town. I'll probably, the best case scenario for me is go in town, go to the outfitters, get new shoes. I guess this is a pretty good outfitters. They're big on shoes. They have a lot of shoes. Hopefully they've got other gear there. I need a web belt, or I need new pants. My pants are probably I probably should be wearing I literally think I should be wearing a 30, if not a 28. I mean, my waist, these things are huge on me. I'm swimming in them. I mean, they won't stay. They just fall right over my butt. So I gotta have a fix. And if I can't deal with this damn, wow, look at this. So look at all this. This is the path. Looks like guys have made a new path though to get up and around this blowdown. Holy cow, this is huge. It's like 3 trees fell. Hold on, I'll come back. So this is what I was talking about. Look at this tree. It's 3 trees. The roots just uprooted out of the ground. Look at that. That's 3 trees. 1, 2, 3. The root balls all grew together, and the whole thing just fell over. See them all? The 3 trees in there? That's interesting. Okay, my face again. So go in, redundancy. Go in, get the shoes. I definitely need the shoes, man. I need a hard-soled shoe. It's that simple. And they got these things, I think they're called oboe. They've got they've got, I don't know, they listed a bunch of different kinds. So worst case, I'll go back to my Solomons. Solomons, I love those. I did the JMT in those. I've hiked a lot of the Gila there. I think I might go back to those if I can find some that are wide enough, like I said. So I'm gonna, hopefully, they're considered mostly a shoe store, outdoor fitter shoe store. So the guy should have a general idea of what to do to hook me up. So if I get those, get a fix for my pants. Like I said, I'm swimming in these pants, and this rope ain't cutting it. I'm over this rope. So anyway, or just buy some different shorts. Maybe I just buy shorts. I don't know. I have these convertible pants, so I can, if it gets colder, I can put the pant legs on, keep me warmer. Plus, when I get down south, there's more ticks down south. It's better to have the long pants on to keep the ticks from jumping on you. Roots. That's my one nemesis out here, these roots. Man, I'm walking and I see the root and I know I got to step over, and I'll step up and still not get high enough and catch it. So anyway, back to the story. Sorry, I always get all cockeyed on my stories. So go to the outfitter, then roll over to the little hikers area and recharge my battery pack. I have a fast charger, carry that too, and it's heavy, but I'll plug that in. It takes about 4 to 6 hours for my battery pack to fully recharge. So if I can get in a reasonable time, get a really good charge on my pack, and charge my phone at the same time too, then I'll walk out of town just before dark with as much charge as I can. There's a campsite right outside of town, southbound, within a couple of miles, so I'll leave early enough to get to that campground, and then head on down the trail tomorrow. And I'll see how the battery pack acts, see what I've got for dots power-wise after sitting in that charging station for a while. If it doesn't hold much of a charge in the next few days, there's another big town coming up. I might replace it and send this one home. I can't afford to have a battery pack that's not working 100%. Problem is, these videos, like I said, it takes a lot of battery to do these videos on this phone. And not to mention, if I've got LTE, you know, if I'm out of airplane mode, usually I travel in airplane mode. But when I'm up high, I usually leave airplane mode off so that I can see things. Sorry, hiker coming by. What was that? Oh, the battery. And like I said, so if I got my airplane mode off, you know, it's still a drain on the battery to leave the airplane mode off. I can use gut hooks in airplane mode. So if I don't turn airplane mode off all day, I got no drain on the battery. So it's I guess it's a luxury thing that I need to stop doing, is turning off airplane mode when I'm near a town, because then, you know, I get updates on weather, stuff like that. If anybody's texting me or any phone calls I need to take come through. So, but the internet is a luxury out here. And being close to towns and stuff like this, I got pretty good coverage at the moment. So I like to leave airplane mode off. Well, that's a drain on the battery. So I need to turn it off and leave it off next couple of days and see. And then, well, anyway, I got to test out my battery pack, get my battery pack recharged, and see how it's acting. If it's acting up, I've got to get a new one. Like I said, I just can't afford to not have areas where I don't have any way to recharge the phone. I need it for gut hooks. I mean, I can pretty much follow the trail out here and not get lost, but it's nice to know the information. I have a backup book that has maps and information, also tells you step by step on the trail. But pulling out a book every once in a while to find out where you are on the trail sucks. So like I said, this is all luxury, is having a phone out here. Acts as my camera, my phone, my lifeline, all that stuff. So anyway, I don't know what else to say. Anyway, hopefully I can fix a lot of my woes today. Actually, I gotta admit, my feet didn't hurt last night. You know, but the terrain's been really nice. And I know New York and Pennsylvania are pretty rocky, and I don't want to abuse my feet anymore. Not to the point and get them back where they were. That would suck. They're doing well right now. They're healing up, believe it or not. They don't hurt anymore. Let's put it that way. If I step on a root and I do it on the ball of my foot, like just underneath the ball of my foot, not on the arch, but in between the ball of my foot and the arch, man, talk about nerve pain, like deep down, ouch, nerve pain. So, like I said, I need a shoe that's got support's not the right word. It needs to have that like hard rubber. So when I step on something, it doesn't telegraph through the sole. Does that make sense? That's what I'm trying to say. I need something, because there's a ton of padding on these things, but it's padding. If you step on a bump, you feel the bump, and I don't want that. So how many times have I talked about this? Jeez, I gotta let this go. Hopefully today I can let this go with the shoes. So anyway, all right, I gotta get on the ball, get on the horse and run. I made it to the top of this mountain, I think. Jeez, that was fast. There's still more tree line, so I got more climbing to do. I know I do. But I will touch base with you later. I don't know how much I'm going to have the phone out today. It's supposed to be raining. And once I get into town, if I'm sitting there charging my phone and my battery pack, I won't be seeing much or doing much. See how dark it is? Anyway, that's my story for now. I'll talk to you later. Hiker dilemmas. Remember me telling you about that plan? It's raining deluge already. I don't know if you can hear it. I mean, I'm protected by the trees, but it's coming down. So the other hiker dilemma. Problem with rain is you get wet. Problem with the raincoat is it keeps you dry, but you sweat on the inside so much you get wetter from sweat than you would from the rain. So it's one of those. I remember me telling you I wear my raincoat for warmth. Well, it's not cold right now, and it's raining, and I am sweating my ass off. So get ready to lose the raincoat, walk in the rain. Without it, I'll stay drier in the aspect of I'll stay cooler, and I won't sweat as much, won't need as much water, if all that makes sense. So raincoat's good to keep you dry in the aspect of warmth when it's cold, but not when it's 60, 70 degrees out, even though it's raining. Laundry day. This is what I'm talking about. Look how wet I am. I don't know if you can tell from sweat. More so than I would have been if I was walking in the rain. Here, let me tidy up for you. Anyway, are we having fun yet? It's funny. Like I said, the rain thing. It's not supposed to rain until at least noon. It's already just downpouring. So maybe though that'll move up the timeline for the rain to be done earlier. Wishful thinking, right? I'll talk to you later. I don't know if you can tell how far this road is. I'm not. I'll tell you what. Just got the heebie-jeebies. Made my hair standing on end just talking about it. So I'm walking just now, and 3 ladies walked past me. And it seemed a little odd that these ladies were walking on this road, because this road doesn't go anywhere except for the trail. They didn't have packs on, they didn't have anything, and they're just talking. And I said good morning to them, and they said good morning. And I didn't think much about it other than the fact that none of them were wearing masks. And this close to town, almost everybody that's on the trail that's not actually through hiking, they put their mask on when they see a hiker. None of them had masks, they were just walking, okay? So, like I said, that road there, that really long ass road. Well, they went by me, and then there was a biker that went by me, and he went the other direction. And there's another hiker behind me about a mile, and I just turned around to look and see if that hiker had caught up, it was catching up to me or not. The women were gone. Now I'm talking that long road. Less than a minute after they passed me, I turned around and looked, and they were gone. So now I'm not all into the paranormal bullshit and the ghosts and all of that. But a couple of things struck me funny about that was, one, the distance, the length of the road, and them having it cleared that much distance to go around the corner. I mean, it was at least quarter mile, and I probably didn't. It couldn't have been more than 2 minutes me turning around, and they weren't there, and they didn't have masks, and they didn't even pay. And I said good morning to them, and they said good morning to me, and they were talking. They weren't really, I don't want to be rude, they weren't like fit people, you know. They were out walking around. It wasn't like they were runners or they were hikers or anything. They were just 3 normal women walking down the road, talking to each other. And I just, they probably turned off, because there's a handful of trails that go into the woods off this road, so they probably turned off. But it caught me. Like I said, it's making my hair stand on end just thinking about it, because when I turned around, it freaked me out because they were gone. And I'm like, oh, that's just weird. So I mean, 2 minutes is not very long to walk, and they could have made it to the corner by then, because we're both walking opposite directions. So I wasn't really paying that much attention, and I don't even think it was 2 minutes though, but I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. But oh, it just gave me the heebie-jeebies. They were gone. Anyway, I just had to share. It's a funny thing how things strike you as weird sometimes. It's just sort of weird. 3 ladies, a couple of them in dresses at that, you know, like those nurse dresses, the ones that go down to your knees, you know, those kind. And they were just out here walking on this road, and all of a sudden they're gone. So, all right, there's my paranormal AT story for you. Anyway, okay, riddle solved. No paranormal activity. So I kept walking, and I kept looking back to see if they turned around. Anyway, I come up over the next rise, and there's a gate there, like a swing gate. And there's a car parked, or an SUV parked right on the other side of the swing gate. So apparently they drove up here, they were walking down the road, and they'll probably walk back. So, all right, riddle solved. It's funny how it caught me just the way it did. It just, the timing of it, and just turning around and boom, they're gone. It's just like, what the hell just happened? So anyway, whew, I can still not believe in ghosts. So anyway, are we having fun yet? I'm coming up. So I saw this mountain going up and over into Kent was pretty steep. And even the graphic that shows it a lot steeper than most. And I was like, oh, just a lot of climbing. This is rock climbing again. Down here and wherever the hell I'm at. Somewhere in Connecticut. So look at these rocks. You can see the double blaze right there. There's a blaze. It's walking up the rocks, baby. And it's almost straight up. Look at, this is straight ahead. This is up. It's crazy. You can see, I know you guys, depth perception wise, but it's, whew, steep. I remember me telling you about the trail doesn't hurt you, you hurt yourself. So here I am, I'm standing here and I got my pole here, I'm walking and I got a branch stuck on my foot. So I swing my foot back and try to get it off, and I'm leaning on this pole right here, this pole. And I got my foot back and it won't come off, so I swing my foot forward, kick my pole out, and I fall on my face trying to get this stupid branch off my leg. So yes, comedy of errors. I actually made myself fall. I kicked my pole out from under me and I fell on that side. You can't make this shit up. Well, this is not good. I came off trail because it was really bad. I came into a town called Kent, and now there's a tornado warning. The wind is really swirling. I don't know where to go, actually. I'm under somebody's awning. It's raining really bad, so I'm just gonna hang out here for a while. My phone's going crazy because of the tornado alerts, so hopefully it doesn't last too long. Yeah, they swirly whirly clouds. No place to go. Okay, end of day 60. What a wild ride. Oh my man. Oh, crazy. So I got into town. It was, you can hear the rain, huh? I'm in one of the shelters right now, just getting out of it. So it's nighttime. So I just left town. It's like a mile and a half outside of town up to this shelter. So I got into town about 3 o'clock, rolled in, got new shoes. I scored. They had the right size, what I was looking for, everything. I'm good. I should be good from now on. So let's hope. Got in, the weather was gorgeous. It was nice. While I'm sitting in the outside changing out my shoes, my phone goes crazy. Everybody around me's phone's going crazy. Tornado alert for the area, right? So, sorry my beard's all crazy. Tornado alert. I'm like, oh shit, what do I do now? So everybody's bringing their stuff inside their businesses and everything, and I get dressed. I'm finished, I got my backpack on, and it's not raining yet. And then all of a sudden, it said tornado alert till 3:15. Well, that's like 3 o'clock. So, okay, no big deal. All of a sudden at 3 o'clock, or a little after 3, after all this is done, like 3:15, tornado warning. And I'm looking up in the sky and it is black and the clouds are swirling. And you saw just that little clip that I did. I mean, the clouds were swirling around. And then the sky opened up like you couldn't see anything, and the wind was blowing, picked up this one lady's Easy Up and flew away. I ran across the business pagoda they had there and got underneath this other Easy Up that they had bolted to the ground. And I'm under there, standing there, I'm by myself, and everybody's inside. I'm like, where the hell, what if the tornado comes? What the hell am I gonna do? So finally this lady pokes her head out the door. She goes, we have a basement. There's a tornado. It just touched down outside of town. I'm like, okay, well, I don't hear any explosions or anything, so it can't be too close. And the wind is whipping, man. She goes, well, if you decide to come in, you can come in and come down the basement. I'm like, okay. So I'm still standing there. And all of a sudden, this huge gust and rain comes down and just like rushes right through. I'm like, shh. I freak out. I'm like, I ran in the door, ran down the basement. Lady made me put my mask on, of course. So we're down there and it's rumbling like a freight train outside. It's so loud. So I sit down there and it calms down, probably about 3:45 we're down there till, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna go back outside and take a look. So I go outside. It's still raining, but not like it was, and it's not windy like it was. And if I didn't know better, I'd say a tornado came through town, but it didn't. So I guess one touched down outside of town. So anyway, I'm standing there and now it's really died down. The rain has died down, but the clouds are still really black and it's lightning everywhere. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna go get something to eat. I'm like, and I asked the lady, she stuck her head out. I'm like, where can I go get something to eat? Where will they let me eat at? She goes, you can go over to the pizza place. I'm like, okay. So I walked across the street. There's a pizza place over there, and they had pizza and they had beer. So I sat down. The storm is just rumbling again outside. So I really got lucky in that aspect. I didn't get real wet. And the storm is just wailing outside, and I'm in eating pizza and drinking beer with a bunch of other guys that are all trying to hide from the rain. So, so I sit there for a while, and then it stopped raining. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go over to the Welcome Center because they have a charge station and they have water bottle fill-ups and stuff like that. So I went over there, and then it just let loose again. So can you hear it? That's the lightning. So I wait till it stops, and I'm looking at the radar. I'm like, okay, I got an hour window before it starts raining again. I'm gonna get out to that shelter and shelter for the night because you can't stay anywhere in town, and all the hotels and stuff are like $200 a night, and I'm not doing that. So I start walking out of town. Boom! Lightning, like, I don't know, I count 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, and then it freaking exploded. I'm like, oh, I need to go. I start running down the road. It's raining, pouring. The safest place I could be is in the woods. So I ran, I got down here. It's about, I don't know, 0.6 of a mile to get to the trailhead. So I ran all the way down the road and got in the woods. It was barely raining on me when I got in the woods because the trees were covering me up. And I did the other 0.9 or whatever up here. I'm still pretty wet. My arms are wet. My jacket's soaked through. But I made it to the shelter. I'm the only one here. So I'm probably just gonna, I don't know, it's supposed to stop raining by 8 o'clock. So if that's the case, what I'm gonna do is, and it's supposed to stop raining and no more rain tonight, tomorrow, whatever, I'm gonna pop out of here and set up my tent and get in my tent. So it's been a crazy, crazy day. So one of those things, right? So hey, only on the AT. So anyway, got new kicks. They're really comfortable. They're 13 wides, what I needed. They have hard soles. I forgot to add, I got new gaiters because my other ones are getting stretched out. She gave me 10% off everything, so that was good. So I got my old shoes with me. I'm going to keep them with me for a couple of days, carry them around. And then if these work out, seem to be okay and not give me blisters and that kind of stuff, I'll drop them off at the next hiker box or something. They're just too big. They're 14s. I would never wear them again. I'm not going to send them home. So basically, they're a wash. So these shoes should last me a while, I hope, knock on wood. So can you still hear the rain? It's coming down. So the problem with being at the shelter is it's usually in a clearing. There's no trees around it, so it's nothing to stop the rain from coming into the shelter. So here, I'll show you. I am the only one here. I don't know if you can see. Anyway, that's not much of a mute point, wasn't it? Anyway, eventful day 60. Made it all the way to this little shelter. I have no idea how many miles I did today. I know I think it was 16, something like that. 16 to the trailhead, another mile into the town, another mile and a half up here. I don't know. I'm not sure where I'm at. I have to look in the map, see how many trail miles. I don't think I did anything much more than 14 to 16 trail miles. So all the rest was town miles. But I got good food. I got new shoes. Had a couple of beers. And big lightning. Big lightning. Oh, it was amazing how much wind was blowing earlier. I'm amazed we didn't get it was blowing so hard down the middle of the street. I'm surprised didn't get a tornado down there. But the lady told me, she goes, we never get them in town. They're always outside of town. I'm like, wow. And remember the last tropical storm that I was at, that I holed up in that shelter, in the tropical, or not shelter, that hostel, wherever I was, Pittsfield, I think it was. That storm that came through, this town's power was out for 5 days after that. She goes, our power always flickers, but it never really goes out for a long period. But that last storm knocked it out for 5 days. So, all right, that's my end of day story, day 60. Eventful day, fun day. So, it's like almost 7:30. I'm all excited. I'm all wired. Running and storms, and it's crazy out. You know, I might even, don't tell anyone, but I might even stay in the shelter. But I think I won't. I don't want to stay in the shelter. I like it in my little house. In the shelter, you can't set up your tent. And I have a little, my little layout that I do. I'm much more comfortable in the tent. And you never know if anybody's going to roll in the middle of the night. So, and this shelter's leaking, so I wouldn't want to sleep in here anyway. I'd rather sleep in my tent. But I thought about it. I don't think anybody's going to roll in tonight in this stuff. But I'll definitely, unless all the tent pads are really flooded out, which I think they have raised tent pads. They do. They got a couple. So I have these little hooks I screw into the tent pads that my guide wires will snap onto so that I can stay on the raised platforms. That way I'm not on the muddy ground. So anyway, that's my story, day 60. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. It was a wild ride. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.